Hello and welcome back to the 1894 podcast. It's a new season. Felt like the summer's gone quick, but me and Annie are back for another championship season here with Bristol City on the 1894 podcast. There's been transfers, a pre-season, a camp away in Portugal as well, and already in 3 days we're off to Hull for our first game of the season. How are you doing, Annie?
I'm doing fine. Looking forward to another championship season. Another season where hopefully we can make some more progress, and just a slight underdog mentality going into it is kind of what we're getting from other content creators anyway, and from pundits. So there's cause for optimism for sure. So let's hope it's a good season.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Just a lot of people like throwing our name in the playoff contention race. We'll give our predictions later as well. But I feel like I've said it on my Instagram as well. I feel like every season for the last 4 seasons, I reckon, each year, I think we go in a stronger position. And obviously we finished high every year. And well, I think we did get our predictions bang on from last season, because it's been already a year since we started the podcast, and I think we both said 11th.
I said 10th, I think.
10th,
so
okay.
I was just one place off, but
we got around the right idea. But yeah, it's already starting. So we'll probably start with the transfers then, because there's been quite a few since our last podcast. First player, I think the first player who came in was Malulu, right?
Who have we signed? We signed Mayulu, Sinclair Armstrong, Yu Hirakawa. That's it, isn't it? It's been 3.
Yeah, but plus we've had Max Bird come in, obviously, but we made that signing in January, and Josh Stokes as well among them. So, and Adam Murphy's been with us though since January, right?
Adam Murphy's been with us, and now he's picked up another injury, which is going to keep him out for Have you not heard? This is very unprofessional. He's picked up another injury, which is going to keep him out for a little while as well, which is really annoying, because you might have wanted him in around the first team a little bit, maybe him getting some minutes, maybe in the cup or something. But yeah, it's a bit annoying. It's a bit of a punt. Hopefully, still time for him to kind of get his City career back in full gear, because we've got some really promising reports from the Republic of Ireland and the top league over there, and he's a pretty promising player. So hopefully he can get his career moving in the right direction at City. But yeah, I think it was Mayulu, and then it was Yu Hirakawa, and then it was Sinclair Armstrong as the first 3 in through the door this summer.
So a lot of attacking players, and obviously I didn't think we would go that full on 3 attacking players straight off the bat, 2 strikers. I was a little bit surprised, but we obviously knew that we had to zone in on those areas after a relatively low scoring season. Really happy as well. I think most people were that we've kind of gone abroad and taken players, which we don't usually do a lot. It's probably like Bajic and Masengo, probably the last ones in the few years.
Yeah.
So hopefully these guys work out. How do you think they've done then in the game? I mean, you went to Willem, you said, but
yep. I've been to the Willem game. I'm going to be honest, haven't paid attention to the other preseason games because I've been away. But yeah, it was good to see Sinclair Armstrong off the bat not for the full game, but from the start he looked quite bright, looked quite sharp. And then Max Bird, who I am going to class as a signing from this summer, was excellent in midfield. Like, he was really good, and I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. Really, really good player. Like, on his left foot is just amazing. His passing range is unbelievable. Him and Knight, they know each other's games from Derby, so kind of you've already built that kind of relationship there, and they're really good mates from what I can see from their time at Derby anyway, from kind of being in the academy together and kind of going through that turmoil at Pride Park. So him kind of being there is really, really important for Knighty's development. And yeah, he settled in really well. But Armstrong looked sharp, looked little bit erratic. So that final product, which was and missing at QPR, was kind of a little bit on show against Willem. Fally Mayulu didn't get a lot of minutes, so I can't really comment. But once the couple of glimpses he did show, once he came on as a substitute, was excellent. Like, he was really, really, really promising, and you could just Sinclair Armstrong is a tall bloke. Fally Mayulu looked about 2 times taller than him. He's a humongous bloke, and he's going to be a threat off set pieces. He's going to be a threat in behind. He looks really quick, and at the age as well, at his age, I think 21, 22, looks really kind of a really promising kind of prospect for the future. So yeah, Yu Harakawa we haven't seen any of in a Bristol City shirt, and hopefully he's going to be fine for not so kind of distant future, because he'd be a really good addition into the side, because he provides it's a little bit different to Sykes or Mehmeti or Abel, isn't he? He's left-footed, which is a start. He's also a little bit kind of dribbly, and it just feels like a bit more of an end product as well from him. So yeah, hopefully he's back in time very soon. But yeah, what have you made of Armstrong, Mayulu, and Max Bird as well?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think Max Bird has settled in straight away, and you can tell he's going to be a key player for us this season. I mean, you mentioned you're going to try to go to that Derby game. That's going to be interesting. Well, we've nicked 2 of their best midfielders, so that would be good fun if they score as well.
Hayden Roberts.
And Hayden Roberts on top of that as well. But yeah, I think, well, in terms of the ages, yeah, so Mayu's 22, Hirakawa's 23, and Armstrong's 21. So quite young attacking
really
players.
Good age profiles we've signed there. Really good age profiles.
Yeah. Such a shame though in the Olympics. It's just our luck really. The first game he goes now, it's less than half an hour in, and a red card challenge flying into his ankle. So yeah, he's still training with the Japan team over in Paris, but I'm not sure exactly.
Well, they've been knocked out, so
yeah.
Hopefully he's going to be. Well, the injury looked like was going to be a lot worse initially than it has turned out to be. So hopefully it's only a few weeks rather than months and months. So hopefully he's fine, because yeah, as I said, he'll provide something a little bit different to our forward line. So he's possibly going to be a very important player to our, just a really important player in the Manning squad this season, I reckon.
Yeah. So he was already back training like last week. He wasn't included in the squad in their final group stage game, but yeah, hopefully not too long, and hopefully soon we see him playing a Bristol City shirt. In terms of the 2 strikers, I think Armstrong's, for me, has been a bit more impressive. Especially in some of the highlights I saw in the earlier preseason games. Obviously got that early goal against, I forgot who it was now. Was it Cheltenham? Cheltenham, yeah.
Cheltenham, Newport, one of them. I can't remember who we played.
It was within a minute or something. Bottom left. Great finish. But yeah, I think you could see in some situations against Willem and in other preseason games he lacks a little bit. There's still a bit there that he can refine, but still early days, obviously. And Mayu as well. He gave brilliant assists to Harry Cornick, who, by the way, scored a brace against, was it Newport?
Exeter.
So yeah, great for Harry Cornick, but we can't use his song anymore because he's got himself a new number now. What is it? 27? Yeah, 27. It's a shame.
Just doesn't have the same rhythm. It's just not the same ring to it, does it? It's not quite the same. But who is it? Mayulu could work on him.
But yeah, he also looks bright. But I think now we'll get onto the Conway situation soon, and Naki Wells has also partnered up with Armstrong. That looked pretty good because obviously Naki Wells drops in a little bit. We know he's good at holding up play and creating good passes. So I'm happy that he's getting some more minutes. Obviously, we know I'm a massive Naki Wells fan on this podcast. Always overhype him, but yeah, now maybe he can shine a bit with Armstrong up front.
Yeah, I think Wells is the number 10, especially in that Willem game. Looked a bit of a different player, I'd say. He doesn't have the kind of incentive to score the goals in a kind of sole, number 9 system with him as the number 9. In that number 10 position, he's got a little bit more freedom. I would still like Bristol City to recruit a number 10. Scott Twine. But this is certain Burnley number 10. But it's not a bad option to have. It gives us a bit of flexibility in that region as well, which is again pretty good. And he looked all right in that number 10 position against Willem, as you said, dropping a little bit deeper. Maybe doesn't have the onus anymore to go and run in behind. Maybe he's not quite up to it. Kind of running in behind and out muscling defenders is maybe it's not his game really. So maybe having that a little more withdrawn role is maybe more beneficial to him, and again will be hopefully beneficial to us as well, because because if he's going to play better and it's going to suit the team more if he plays that number 10, then I'm absolutely happy with that. I think that's absolutely fine to have. But yeah, if we're going to use Naki Wells as a number 10 all season, this is just hypothetical, by the way, completely hypothetical. Maybe there's a need for potentially another forward.
Yeah, I think we're still
throwing that out there.
I mean, yeah, let's move on to the Twine situation as well as Conway, because that's kind of going hand in hand right now as well, with the recent news. So, I mean, yeah, Conway obviously got, because we haven't done one since the Euros as well. Where England lost the final, but we don't talk about that. Didn't deserve it anyway, if we're going to be honest. No. But yeah, so Conway was there with Scotland as well as Ross McCrory. Both didn't get any minutes, but still. And then came back. Ross McCrory's obviously been with the team, but now Tommy Conway's training with the under 21s or 23s.
21s, I think.
21s. And yeah, it's kind of all falling apart. We offered him a new contract, but I think just fell through, didn't have mutual agreement on the terms. And yeah, now lots of fans have now kind of turned their head on Conway, and so like too big for his boots. And there's been a lot of comments on him. And now, yeah, his departure is probably very soon come. I think we're trying to offload him then before the end of the transfer window.
It's sad. It isn't the way you want to part with, especially with an academy product who's shown a lot of promise. But once you start giving off stuff like, basically it's signals, isn't it? It's just like, don't want to be here anymore, and he wants to move to the Premier League, or a side that's ready to go into the Premier League, like a Burnley, for example, or like a Luton or something of that, Leeds, something like that in the Championship, who was just ready to make that step up, like now. It's not that easy for him. It's not proven to be that easy for him, with the clubs in for him. But he has got potential. He's got loads of potential. He's got this kind of movement, which is, if under the right manager, like a Michael Carrick, for example, or a Liam Manning, could really get the best out of him. He scored how many goals at 12 last season? 11?
Yeah,
12.
last 2 seasons. 12.
The 12 last season, which is decent on the surface of it, considering he missed how many months? Three months of the season with a hamstring injury, which we forget at the start of it. So that's decent. And yeah, people can point to the fact that he scored 5 penalties, but still scored those penalties. And a lot of those penalties, actually, some of those penalties, sorry, he won himself. So he was the threat in behind. So he is a bit of a Marmite figure. I don't think at the moment he's ready for a Premier League move or a top-end Championship move. He's definitely a Bristol City striker at the minute, isn't he? He's just Bristol City level striker is what he is. Just kind of on the fringes of the playoffs is where I'd put him. And that's where we are. So at the moment, I feel like Ars is the perfect club for him to develop his game, especially with Mayulu and Armstrong, who are no disrespect to Naki Wells, completely different players to Naki Wells or a Sykes or a Mehmeti or whoever he had in that front line last season, Sam Bell. So maybe having them would make his game better. It's a shame we'll not get to see that and how that kind of transpires. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the teams that have been in for him? Because it's taken what is it? Snowballed into a lot of snowballed quite quickly into a lot of different clubs now. Reportedly interested in Conway.
Yeah, exactly. Well, first, I was just on Conway. Yeah, it's strange because I agree with you completely as well. I just think I feel like where he's just been with us since the academy level. I think it's the perfect place for just like you said, he's kind of at our level, and I really don't think he'll get much better than other teams, and I think he'll get the right amount of game time with us. So yeah, surprising. And also when Liam Manning came in, you could tell he was really focused on working with the manager, and he was really in with the team to improve. I mean, I think he didn't go on a Scotland training camp, I think, during one of the international breaks to work with Liam Manning quite early on when he joined, I think in the January international break, maybe. I remember something like that. So now that's fallen apart. It's going to be sad to see him go. But yeah, so now clubs like Middlesbrough and Hull have put bids in for him, but mainly we're looking at potential swap with Twine and Conway, where we can do a sort of deal. We'll probably pay more on top of that, but hopefully something can sort its way out of that, because obviously we're all waiting on Twine right now. There's been a lot of speculation over the last few weeks. We've got Twine's number one fan on the podcast here, so
I'll go that far. Well.
So we all know that how
it's been mentioned, both Twine and someone else coming this way. So Luke McNally has been also kind of been talked about in the swap deal with Conway. How feasible that is it's going to be interesting. I'd suspect if that deal was to come off, we'd send a little bit of money Burnley's way in terms of, two really good championship players in Twine and McNally for a good championship player in Conway, but it's a bit of a barrier. You don't want to pay. Burnley don't want to be shafted. I know Burnley want to get rid of. I don't want to get rid, but they want to trim their squad a lot because they've got a hell of a lot of players. I think 37 in their squad, which is a lot. So they want to trim the squad, but they also don't want to get shafted in their deals. So I suspect if that McNally Twine deal was to come off, which has been talked about, and we're apparently in talks with Burnley over that deal, that would mean us sending a little bit of money Burnley's way, which I don't mind, to be honest. I do not mind at all. I think we're getting two exceptional championship players, and losing someone who, in my humble opinion, can be replaced or has already been replaced with Armstrong in the squad. So yeah, what are your thoughts on McNally plus Twine?
Obviously I think Twine is pretty essential. I think he'll be a very integral part to play within the squad, especially as a number 10. With McNally, obviously, he's a centre back. I think that will also help. I mean, we're bringing in now, a lot of players. Like we're building up our depth quite a lot, considering we haven't released too many players. Obviously, Vyman's left. He's signed for Blackburn recently as well, and Matty James, obviously. So bringing in a lot of players. Now our squad depth is really looking strong, and especially like attacking wise. Now we've got Armstrong, Malulu, and Naki Wells, and then obviously still Mehmeti, Sam Bell, Sykes, Cornick, who else? Hirakawa now, and it's like looking impressive. And obviously, I felt like in the last couple of seasons, with an injury, we were finished, and we were playing Andy King at centre back, and we were kind of in tatters, and we really were struggling at some points. But we can pull this deal on. I think Twine is obviously the priority, but if we can also pull in McNally, then yeah, obviously fantastic. And then I think we're looking really confident going into the season. But we also do have still quite a lot of squad depth. Obviously, Atkinson's come back now as well. He's played a couple preseason games.
Naismith.
Yeah, Naismith as well. So
Naismith, did Naismith play left wing back in one of the games? I think. Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I think he might have done, which is interesting because he's played everywhere. And Cal Naismith, like literally everywhere. But it was interesting to see that he played right wing back, supposedly against Exeter, which is interesting. And yeah, I know about Aldershot and Cheltenham, but it didn't start against Newport. But yeah, I don't know, but Cal Naismith is an interesting one because it's where do you see him playing?
Yeah, you got him on his shirt. You got him on one of your shirts, right?
What this one, I think, is this shirt, which is. I was very excited about signing him when we did sign him that summer. So yeah, I may have jumped the gun. Look, he still may turn out to be a Bristol City legend. You don't know. Just got to let him. He's just doing his thing in the background. No, but where do you see him playing? As in if he is to play a part of the season, where do you see him playing? Centre back.
That's the thing.
Field.
I'm interested to see what do you think we're going to stick with our 4-2-3-1 then going into the season, because that's the thing.
No idea. For anyone listening to the podcast, I can't explain it. I did the I did the I don't know face emoji, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I feel like we can play a lot of different formations. Well, not a lot, but I feel like we could play a 5-back, the 4-2-3-1. We've got a lot of options. Obviously, now we've got Viner, Dickey, and Atkinson as 3 brilliant centre backs. Obviously, McCrory can play as a right wing back, Hayden Roberts as well as a left wing back, or we can bring it back. And we've also got Tanner as a potential right back. So yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think though we'll have Knight and Bird definitely as a midfield partnership, and then hopefully Twine in the midfield. And then well, we could go with our. Do you want to go with our like probably favorite what we want to start on Saturday probably?
Well, on Saturday it will be a 4 in my opinion, because that's what it was against Willem. I'm presuming it'll be kind of similar against Hull. Yeah, I'd go with the 4 in at Hull to start with, and then might change. Might well change if we sign a Luke McNally, for example. If we sign Luke McNally, you can't not play him, and you can't drop Viner and Dickey as well, so you can't drop one of them. So you might just have to shoehorn in with the 3.
Would you play Tanner or McCrory in the right back position?
In a 4, Tanner. I think if it was a 5, McCrory, but in a 4, Tanner, I think he's just better defensively. And we'll talk as we're talking about this. We'll talk about Hull as well.
Yeah,
we don't know what we're going to get from Hull. Like they could be, they could be the second coming of Barcelona, or they could be absolutely atrociously bad, and we absolutely spank them. Like that could happen. There's no in between. I don't think that on Saturday. They've been chaotic. They've been a mess. They've been a bit of a mess. They've missed out on targets constantly this summer, and quite frankly, I don't know what they're doing. But they still have a little bit of quality in that team, and that is something that we have to be wary of. Likes of Jean-Michel Seri. They sold so many players. I can't remember who they've got anymore.
I'm looking at their departures now. Like Greaves has gone, Philogene, Tufan, Aaron Connolly, who scored against us last season, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And Adama Traore as well. Not the Traore.
Has he gone as well?
Yeah. Free transfer to, I don't even know what this club is that I'm looking at. Ahmed SK.
Christ, they're a mess.
So
they've sold a hell of a lot of players. They look very threadbare at the moment. They've got Oscar Estepinian, who has come back from a couple of loan spells in Brazil, I think. So he's a good player. Abdulkader Umar is a really good player. He'll be the threat, I think, on Saturday. He will be in that number 10 position, possibly the person to look out for. Ryan Longman will probably start, which is not something I'd have said like 12 months ago because he was like bombed out a little bit. Their fullbacks will be good. Like Ryan Giles and Cody Drammer are possibly up there in terms of fullback pairing, so that'll be interesting. It'll probably be Sean McLaughlin and Alfie Jones at centre back. So they've got some element of a decent championship squad in the making, but they're just so threadbare. It's really concerning. And they've got a goalkeeper who hasn't really played too much. Really highly regarded in the Netherlands, but hasn't really played a lot. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Hull go under Tim Walter. I expect they'll be one of the teams that will make a very slow start, so they might, just get things in motion. So fingers crossed, touch wood, we can go there and take advantage of that, because all I've seen Hull fans say is we want the start of the season to be pushed back 2 weeks because they're really, really concerned about how they're going to start. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and go there and hopefully produce a good performance and a win.
Yeah, like you said, then it's probably quite fortunate that we got them first game of the season and away from home as well to try and capitalize. But I think we'll stick with a 4-back. I mean, for me, we'll obviously start with, I think, that same fullback with Hayden Roberts left back and Tanner right back. I'd agree with that, and then we'll definitely start Knight and Bird.
Hayden Roberts left back.
Well,
do you mean Campering left back?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Fucking hell,
Jesus.
I was all over the place.
Hayden Roberts left back.
Yeah, Campering. And then we'll probably just stick with probably the same front three against Willem. Front I guess. But then we probably put Hirakawa on the right then when he's back. But Mehmeti looked good as well on him.
Mehmeti looked really sharp.
He looked really bright. He got past on the left hand side a couple of times. So yeah, I think I'm like quite confident. I every year we go in with a bit more, but like this season's not. Can't say those.
Just wait after the first 3 games where we've drawn 1 and lost 2, and it's just all going to be like, all right, here we go again. We're going to get knocked out of the Carabao Cup and on penalties, and it's just all going to go to crap. It's just going to be great. Oh, I love this stuff. I love the new season. It's just great. You look at individual players, you look at departments in like midfield and centre back and full back, and you're going, that looks great. We can do something this season. And then the first game of the season rolls about, and you lose in the 96th minute to a deflected winner 2 seasons ago, by the way, happened at Hull. And you're going, here we go again. But yeah, I think that midfield of Bird and Knight, if it is going to be them two, that would be incredibly harsh on Joe Williams, by the way, just saying. So I wouldn't be surprised if Naki Wells is dropped and then Williams tucks in, because then if you have a midfield 3 of Joe Williams, Jason Knight and Max Bird, like holy moly, that like
wait, so you're saying they'll start Williams and Bird and then Knight in the 10?
No. Like I'd anticipate a 4-2-3-1 with Wells as the 10, but if Manning decides to go with a 4-3-3 instead with Williams, Bird and Knight in midfield, you see what I mean? It's like you've got 3 exceptionally good championship midfielders in there. Also have to reiterate that with Manning, it's less so on formation. It's more fluid than you'd expect, and it would be kind of different to what it would be on paper and what we'd expect it to be, but it'd be similar. But yeah, if we start with the midfield 3 of Bird, Knight, Williams, like Hull are a good side, but
that's
very hard to get past, isn't it?
Yeah, when we look at our squad as well, like our bench is going to be really strong as well.
Don't get me excited. Do not get me excited.
Like, we've got Atkinson as a backup centre back, and we've got Hayden Roberts and Ross McCrory. on the bench who are also exceptional players. Taylor Gardner-Hickman we've forgotten about, who when he was playing well last season was great. We've got Eamon Ben-Roos coming back from injury. We've got Adam Murphy. We'll have to wait a bit, just like you said. And then we've still got Sykes, Bell. Waiting on them. What does that taste like? No, we can't.
Yeah, don't.
We always get sucked in. It's the same every year.
So, what's your predictions then for Saturday?
For Saturday,
put your neck on the line.
I'm gonna be optimistic, as always.
5-0.
You can't predict a draw or loss for the first game of the season. It's just it doesn't work like that. You can't, because we can't base it off of form. I'm
5-0.
gonna go 5-0. Playing in our lovely away kit as well. Which
it's got nice kit, isn't it? Yeah,
it's very good. I'm gonna say just a 1-0 win. I'm gonna say Armstrong gets a goal, and we just get a clean sheet. Relatively tight game, but we just edge them with a second half Armstrong goal. That's my prediction.
I don't know what I haven't prepared for the prediction. Let's go 2-1. That's just to City, of course, and just get the season underway and just get the first 3 points on the board. When was the last time we won our opening game? Because we didn't win last season.
I was just checking that, because it was 0-0 Preston, and then we lost 3-2.
No, it's 1-1 Preston.
1-1. Sorry, yeah, 1-1. I was at that game.
We lost to Hull.
We lost to Sunderland.
No, we lost to Hull on the opening day the season before that. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, Hull. Yeah, sorry, we lost to Sunderland the game after. Yeah, we had 2 losses in a row, and then we drew against Wigan. I remember that. Dodgy start. No, but I think the season before that we did quite well.
Where did we go the season before that?
We drew against Blackpool in 21.
Oh Christ, that awful game. Yeah, I remember that. And then the season before that was Coventry on the opening day, if I remember rightly, and we won that game at Ashingate.
We did.
Yeah,
that was a late start because of COVID. 12th of September. That was my birthday.
Yeah, so that was the Coventry game. So
that was. I remember that start of the season as well, because we had 4 on the bounce and we played Barnsley away. We were 2-1 up. O'Dowda gave a penalty or free kick, I think, in the last minute.
Yeah, Corley Woodrow scored that penalty, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And that was so cool, because we were so close to the perfect 5-game start, and after that we lost our
start.
Yeah.
So we've both gone for wins on the opening day of the season. If you're watching this on YouTube, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're listening on Spotify or any other podcasting platform, head over to YouTube and let us know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, whilst you're over there, hit the subscribe button. That'll be very much appreciated. Hit the like if you haven't already. For halfway into this podcast, and yeah, it's always interesting, isn't it, talking about the season before the game's been kicked off, because we don't really know what we're going to get from Bristol City or Hull or any other team, because we can talk about pre-season all we like and make assumptions from that, but it's going to be very different. The intensity is going to be 10 times higher, and but we're hoping City can get off to a quick start. Matiss has gone for a 1-0 away win with Sinclair Armstrong getting the goal, and I've gone for a 2-1 away win to Bristol City. Hopefully we can take advantage of what's been a bit chaotic at Hull. What else are we going to talk about?
Should we give a championship prediction as well for the season? It's always a throw in the why don't we give our top 3 and bottom 3 and Bristol City? Just quick off the dome. I'm not prepared this at all, but we can.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to try and find one.
Playoff winner. First, second.
I'm not doing a playoff winner. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a playoff winner. I can't.
Just do the 3 teams you think they'll go up.
Oh, I can't do that. That's.
Yeah, but if you get it right, then we come back to this video at the end of the season, and well, you can be happy with pride.
Moral victory.
Hmm.
Right, you go first.
God damn it.
By the way, I've already put my championship predictions and my League One predictions at the time of recording on my YouTube channel, so you can go watch that after this as well. Matiss, you go first.
Tommy Conway is going to be top goal scorer with Burnley. I bet he's going to move there. He's going to bag like 30 goals in the
He's
season.
not going to start. He's not going to start because they have Amdouni and Lyle Foster. They're just not going to play. Though, is it? That's the problem.
I'm going to go with Burnley to take the league after they've come back down. I'm going to just go safe, really. I'm going to go Leeds second. I think they can still push. And I'm going to go for Luton to win the playoffs again. Why not? Probably the safest option there. Meaning what? That Sheffield United. I reckon they'll get playoffs, but they won't. Oh wait, they start on -2.
Yeah, they do. It's only -2 though, so they'll make up for it.
It could be worse, but a bit annoying for them. In terms of
that's your 3, is it, to go up?
Yeah, that's my 3. You do your 3, and then we'll do relegation.
So I actually agree with your top 2, but I've got it the other way around. I've got Leeds to win the league. I've got Burnley second, and I'm not going to predict a playoff winner, but what I'm going to say is I've got Luton third, so I'll go with them as third. So to win the playoffs, but that might differ.
Okay, go with your relegation. You go first. I need to.
All right, bottom. I've got Oxford. I just feel like they'll have too much to do. They've signed well. I have to say they've signed very well, but a lot to do. I've got Plymouth 23rd. They don't convince me at all. And I've got Blackburn 22nd. I've got Rovers to go down.
Not with Andy Vyman in the squad.
So sorry. Sorry. If he's going to be the Sammy Smodic replacement, yeah. I love Andy Vyman, but Blackburn are a bit of trouble if he's the replacement, but I'm sure he's not.
Okay, I'm going to go with... I really don't know. I really don't want to... I want to do like a...
Okay, let me put it... Okay, if you don't know, who of the newly promoted teams have you got staying up?
I say... No, I'm just going to throw a spanner in the works, and then if I get it right, then I get it right. I'm going to put Portsmouth to be bottom. Because
really?
I think it's just going to be a shock, and they'll go straight back down. I'm going to get that completely wrong, and they're going to win through the playoffs. I'm going to put Sheffield Wednesday in 23rd. And then I'm going to put...
I can't... No, I'm sorry, I can't agree with that. That is just ludicrous. That is a ludicrous statement.
You know what? Okay, I won't be too outrageous on the last one. I put Oxford in 22nd, but I reckon Watford will get 21st and just survive.
I've got Watford in 19th, so I see what you mean, but...
I say Watford just survive.
Second bottom?
Yeah.
Under Danny Rowe?
Yeah. No, they're going to flop.
I think this is called clickbait.
Look, you can't have a wrong opinion at the start of a championship season.
I think that's pretty wrong.
No, because Ipswich, if someone said them that they would they'd get promoted, you just
many people said that.
Did they though?
Yeah, many people said that, and I was like, I disagree, but it's not a wrong opinion. This is just a wrong opinion. Like, it's just,
no. Okay, we'll see.
That's like Leeds. That's like no. I'm not having it. It's just...
We'll see. So wait, who did I put again? I put Portsmouth last. It's a bit outrageous,
Portsmouth bottom. Crikey.
Yeah, I reckon they'll fall apart.
Actually, that's not that bad. But Sheffield Wednesday to be relegated after the run of Danny. If Danny Roll left a week ago, I'd have been like, fine, as you wish. Danny Roll's still there.
Look, they lost 4-0 against Salzburg. That's all I need to see.
clickbait nonsense is what this is.
Okay, well, yeah, but everyone comment down your relegation and promotion candidates as well, and agree with me, because otherwise I'm gonna be the only one. Oh, I'm for Bristol City as well. I think I put it on my Instagram as well, and you probably did it, but
Go on.
I won't be too outrageous with this one. I won't say first, but I'm gonna look at my Instagram prediction. But I'm pretty sure I've gone with 8th place, which is the safe option. And yeah, I did put 8th, which is the safe option. We kind of moved 3 up now for the last 3 seasons. We've gone from 17th to 14th, now to 11th. So just follow
5th incoming. No, I've got 8th as well, to be honest.
You got 8th? Okay.
I think we're on the proliferous. I can't say it. We're on the fringe. We're on the fringe of a top 6 finish, but I just look at the quality of the teams I've put above us, and I've got, I think, West Brom and Sheffield United and Coventry above us, and I'm going, we haven't got that level of resources or squad. So 8th is probably the best of the rest, to be honest. Is what I'd say. So I've put us 8th, which is a fairly good finish, I'd say. Yeah, and you've gone 8th as well, so you clearly agree. I think we're just lacking that little bit more to go and push. But that could also mean, because I don't think I've got a single newly promoted team, newly relegated team from the Premier League to like absolutely tank. So that could happen. We could see a Sheffield United collapse, or a Luton collapse, or a Burnley complete meltdown with Scott Parker at there. But I don't foresee that happening. We could see a Leeds minor collapse and them finishing mid-table or something, but see that hard to collapse, and see that hard to come by. So I've got us just on the fringes, and maybe if one of the other teams above us just have a little bit of a drop down, like a Middlesbrough or Coventry, who have both got in the playoffs, then we could then go and then push. But it's gonna be hard this season. I reckon it'll be it's very tough, because we've got, as I said, Borough and Coventry, who are both ahead of ahead of schedule, ahead of us in the progress. So yeah, that's what I've got to say.
I think though we're well prepared though. I feel like we've got a good standpoint, like I've said, and I think the last couple seasons, especially last season, we were always about 1 win, maybe 1 or 2 wins away from being right in the contention. But I think now, we'll be within 3 points, within 4 points, like for most of the season. But I just think we just won't have enough. I feel like we could sneak into 6th a couple of times during the season if we run into some good form, but I think we'll still just fall short. But again, I think we'll be happy with that. We said we'd be happy with how last season went if it went like that, and yeah, I'd be happy with a playoff contention. We're in the question, and yeah, hopefully we make it, obviously. But yeah, around 8th seems right about now. But anything can change.
I think definitely top 10 is our target for this season.
Yeah,
I think if we finish in anywhere between 9th and 7th, or 10th and 7th, it's a decent season. It's just about whether we're capable of making that step up, and how much of an impact Liam Manning's style of play has on the squad. And we're hoping it's a massive one, and we're hoping it's a very positive one as well. But as I said, the competition at the top of the championship is stiff, so we're going to need a little bit of luck, a little bit of a collapse maybe from other teams, a little bit of underperformance, a bit chaos. But hopefully that happens, not in a bad way, not in a malicious way, but yeah, for our sake, hopefully that happens, and hopefully we can sneak in there and give us a chance at the Premier League.
One day, we'll see it. You never know. Yeah. What else is there to talk about? We've gone through pre-season. We've gone through the signings.
Can we just quickly talk about Max Burn, how good he is? He's so good.
He was brilliant.
He's so good.
I just can't wait that it had to be Derby and Oxford to get promoted after we've nicked, like,
of course. Of course it did. Of course it did.
Players and their
Liam Manning, Mark Sykes, Rob Dickey, Rob Atkinson, potentially Luke McNally, and then Derby, you've got Hayden Roberts, Jason Knight, Max Bird.
So there is.
It's just
They
like,
hate us so much. They hate
why?
us so much.
And then, no, with Pompey, you've got Marlon Pack, who in himself is just better than all of the names I've just mentioned, more important to the City side. And it's just like, of course it had to be. And we're playing Oxford and Derby very early on in the season as well. And we're playing Pompey in quick succession in January, or December or whenever it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, but we are. Let's hope we're not anywhere near those teams down near the bottom of the league this season. Let's put it that way. I'm sure they'll be hoping they're closer to us than they are to themselves. So, yeah. I think we've covered the gist of it, to be honest. Ahead of Hull. We're just looking forward to season going. Sorry, I'm going to say this now. Sorry, this episode's been a bit of a unscripted mess. But
it's been everything all in once.
All in once. But we just felt it was important, just to talk about everything, because it was we've been away a while and we just wanted to talk about everything, and it's good that we've it's like a therapy session, isn't it? Just get everyone off our chest. So yeah, it's good we've talked about all of it. So I think we've talked about the main conversation. And
yeah, tell us anything you want us to see us do. I mean, we can continue with our quiz that we started last season, which I'd always lose on. And then the player ratings will probably continue, but just any little things that you want to see, we'll probably find some ideas as well going into the season. But yeah, then we'll start just like last season. Sometimes if there's a midweek game, we'll do 2 in 1, or just mainly live streaming after the games. And maybe I'll pop in another vlog or something. I mean, I did the Stoke vlog at the end of last season. So yeah, maybe you'll see some of those in the future. But yeah, we've got now Hull and then EFL Cup on Tuesday, Millwall,
very quick.
Yeah, a lot of games coming in thick and fast. Well, that is the Championship for you. But yeah, we got Coventry twice, so we got them in the Cup first. See how we do there, and then I don't really mind if we lose that. And then we play them again, so maybe they'll get us a feel for them. Maybe it'll help us. Maybe it'll help them as well, though. So, yeah, it's exciting to get going.
Yeah, it should be fun. Are we going to be back after the Hull game?
Yeah,
we'll be back after the Hull game, so we'll talk about the Coventry Cup game in a bit more detail, and we'll talk probably about the Millwall game as well the week after. So here's hoping. We've gone to the MKM, got a nice result, and yeah, look forward to being at Ashton Gate for the Coventry game, hopefully, and for the Millwall game for sure. So let's go for the season 24-25. It's all signs looking upwards for City, and yeah, let's hope for a good season, league table wise, and a good season on the eye as well. So yeah, that's my closing statement.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you're on Spotify or Apple, make sure to give us a good review. Or if you're on YouTube, subscribe, notifications on, follow our socials. Obviously, Ani has his own YouTube. We both have our Instagrams. And yeah, we'll be back after Hull. Hopefully we win. I feel like we play Hull a lot at the start of the season, thinking about it. I feel like they always pop up.
They're always in the first 5 games, aren't they?
Yeah.
Always in the first 5 games.
So yeah, we pray for 3 points and a good start to the season. But yeah, until then, have a nice rest of the day, and yeah, see you soon.